Hello. How is everybody? I hope all is well with everybody. I'm kind of tired. It's like 1 something in the morning, but something has been on my mind, and this topic has been on my mind for a while now. And this topic, I want to talk about trauma bonding and just creating negative bonds without even noticing it. We do this a lot. I've done this a lot of times in my life, and down the line, I took notice, and I think it's something other people may, you know, take notice too as well and be able to change with mind cultivation. Um, so trauma bonding and negative bonding, let's talk about it. These situations can happen anywhere, anytime, any place. It could be at work, it could be at the park, it could be at the gym. You get the drift, right? Let's say you frequent a place and you just so happen to have a disagreement with somebody. Y'all no longer digging each other. Give me a second. Ah, y'all no longer digging each other, digging the vibes for whatever reasons, right? And let's say another person just so happened to come to that space and y'all wind up talking for whatever reasons, and y'all talk about the issues that y'all have with said person. And you begin to bond over that. I don't like her either because she said this and she said that. I don't like him either because he always coming in here doing X, Y, and Z. And next thing you know, y'all hanging out together, you're smoking together, you're drinking together, you're traveling the world together, you're doing whatever it is that you're doing together, right? And you ain't thinking nothing of it. This is the homie. But somewhere down the line, you and the homie outgrow each other when one of y'all come out of that space. When one of y'all mature. Sometimes people stay the same. Sometimes some people do not grow. That's something I call spiritual HIV, but I ain't going to get into that right now. I'm going to save that topic for another day because there's different levels of healing, and some people do not heal spiritually. You don't have to have physical HIV. Sometimes you can have spiritual HIV, but that's another topic. So you bonding, with this person, the bond breaks. But pay attention to the fact that this might happen several times in your life. All of your friendships might be built up that. Your relationship with your favorite brother or your favorite sister might be like that. Your favorite cousin, your favorite next door neighbor, your favorite classmate. You know, y'all bonding over things. Y'all don't like the way this person used to talk to y'all. This would be more like trauma bonding if you had a situation as your sibling, a family member, or somebody in the family wasn't so nice to y'all. I don't want to use certain words, and I know some topics are sensitive, and y'all wind up bonding over these things. That's like more like trauma bond than a negative bond. Even though it is a negative, it can be a negative bond. But you gotta check the foundation of your relationship with people, because if it's built on some negative, it's gonna turn out on some. Think about it. I don't want to cuss on here. Think about it. When you have relationships like that with people, you wind up outgrowing them. You wind up going to school. You wind up getting a career, a job. You're not into that zone in that world no more. And that person is stuck there. And when you change and when you grow, what they're gonna say about you? They ain't gonna acknowledge your changing, bro. They're gonna see you when they do acknowledge it, they will, but they'll acknowledge it as you changing. You different now. You stuck up or whatever the case may be. However that may turn out. But you don't want to set a whole bunch of relationships on a faulty foundation, on a negative foundation. That's what it is. It's a negative foundation. Sometimes you got to stop and be like, you know what? You like reading books? I like reading books too. You like traveling the world? I like traveling the world too. Start setting your relationship with people on positive foundation. When you meet people, and I could give some examples of that. Like let work is one of the number one places. It's always that co-worker nobody likes. Probably a few of them. Definitely a supervisor nobody likes, and you meet somebody and they don't like the supervisor, you don't like him. Even next thing you know, y'all kicking and y'all talking and y'all talking about the supervisor. When you outgrow that phase, or depending on what level you at in life, you might have your moment, but then you get over it, and then you come back. And this happened to me in real life too. You come back into the groove, and you see the supervisor. Son, you talking, what up, da 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 da, what you need me to do? I got you. And that person over there with the negative foundation that they thought they was about to set with you is sitting there looking at you funny, like we were just saying X, Y, and Z about this person and that the other day, And but when your mind is not there, because you've outgrown that, they don't understand that they really don't understand that. Like, I'm not coming to work every day to have a toxic relationship with my supervisors and coworkers. You understand what I'm saying? Things happen. It comes with the territory, you know? But you outgrow that. And I remember right then and there, it was that particular moment in time that I was like, I'm not never creating no bonds with people set on faulty trauma bonding or negative foundations ever again. When I meet somebody and I decide I want to connect with that person, it's because we have strong interest in something, spirituality, um, rock climbing, anything, you know what I'm saying? Going to the gym, whatever. It's going to be positive things. So that's it. And that's my message for tonight. No more trauma bonds, no more negative bonds, no more he said, she said bonds. Pay attention to who you connect with and how you connect them. Much love. And let's take that, and for example, let's give an example, because this is, we want to add some mind cultivation into this. Ways that we can alleviate this is by noticing off the gate how we, meet someone. That's one way. Are we meeting them on good terms? Are we meeting them on bad terms? And not every time you meet somebody on a negative term, that doesn't mean that your relationship is going to turn out bad. You can meet somebody and y'all got to wait somewhere for mad long and everybody's frustrated and you wind up kicking it with somebody and talking to them. So I'm not talking about every negative situation. Y'all could be waiting for an aircraft and it's delayed and you just meet somebody. But I'm talking about them toxic, ratchety type of situations. People, when you look down the line, like, do I want this in my life on a regular basis? But anyway, just pay attention to who you meet, how you meet them, and how you respond to it. And, make sure you just look out for people who are, have something in common with you, people who are positive, even if you find that y'all don't have to have, you should have something in common, but you don't always have to be just like somebody or have so much in common with them to enjoy them and what they do. Like, I might not be into, like, listening to music or you playing the guitar and all of that, but I'm happy that you have that in your life and it's something positive for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have something going on for yourself that occupies your time and keeps you in a positive space. I can deal with that too, But yeah, so let's look out for these toxic traits in ourselves and others. And stay blessed. That's it for now.